I think that I've seen this, yeah. Oh, maybe not, actually. I have not seen this. You just want to make me cry. That's why you're giving me this.
I remember hearing someone had said she's coming out, and I was bawling my eyes out, and I know I will never forget this moment. Yeah.
The order calls for a 90-day ban on non-American citizens from 7 Muslim-majority countries.
Suspends all admissions of refugees from Syria indefinitely.
The president's executive action will implement what he calls extreme vetting of immigrants.
The fears that we have had for months suddenly became real. I have to try to repair what our president has just done.
Just felt like if there was something I could do to help, I wanted to be there to do it.
And I have to try to send a message to people telling them that we are not that executive order. I sought asylum after being persecuted in Ecuador for my sexual orientation because I am a gay man. And when I was about 21 years old, I was back in Ecuador. I went out to a gay bar with a friend. The next thing I know, my car had crashed with a light post. Half of the car is destroyed. My friend is in the back, completely unconscious. They had painted the car maricón, which means faggot in Spanish. There was a sense that I just couldn't go anywhere for help. That if something would happen to me because of the fact that I was gay, nobody was there to protect me. I was granted asylum in the summer of 2009. I actually want to help the next Luis Mancheno that comes down the line. If it was difficult for me, how hard it would be for them. I said I will become an immigration lawyer.
I volunteered to go down there. Living in Queens, it was a bit easier for me to get there than the other folks in the clinic.
Jackie texted us, letting us know that she had found a distressed family member.
Our client's sister was there at the terminal. She had been waiting for about 4 hours, and she went up to the attorney who had the sign and asked, like, is there anything you can do? I'm really concerned about my sister. She's a 61-year-old lawful permanent resident or green card holder from Syria. She was going to be put on a return flight at 9:20 that evening.
So at about 6 p.m., we found out that there was going to be this emergency hearing at 7:30 p.m. I was putting together a motion for a temporary restraining order to stay her deportation, to block her deportation. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of people in front of the courthouse. And this guy just yells, "He is one of the lawyers." It was like the Red Sea, like parting. Then we started getting text messages from Jackie saying, "I don't know where the client is. She might have been put already on the plane." One of my colleagues, Peter, the director of the clinic, ends up just like out of desperation, he writes a note, "Our client is being put on a plane." The ACLU attorney stops whatever he was saying and he tells the judge, and the judge immediately says, "I'm gonna grant the stay." And she grants the motion.
A legal victory for those detainees.
And just in the last few hours, a ruling by a federal judge in Brooklyn granted an emergency stay.
She knew that Syria was a war zone. If that person would have been sent back to Syria, that was harm that could potentially not be undone. So that's why she granted the stay.
Thank God.
Thanks again. She's not going to have a problem taking another flight. It was amazing to be part of this moment in history in any capacity, to help someone who had every right to enter this country and to be here.
And I'm happy because I feel like we did a good thing. We got the job done, but it's so unfair. And I'm actually angry, and I am angry every time that I see that people have to celebrate that they're not being detained because they are just because where they're from, and just because the president thinks that all Muslims should be banned from this country. And it gives me strength to fight. Every time that I see people suffering, I become stronger, and I know that I have to be better, and I know that I have to work harder to fight this injustice.